Buenos nachos amigos, and welcome to another episode of Hallyujuku. I'm Petey Rave, your man with no plan. Here with me.
No pants?
No pan either.
Were you going to say no pants? No
I was
pan
going to say no
pants?
pan. No pan. You know what? Because the Heat lost the championship, so I can't do my pots and pans this year. So it's like I'm the man with no pan.
Right.
Here with me, of course, is always Brandon Cooper, aka King Kaz. How you doing, Kaz?
Oh, I don't know what the fuck that was. I apologize for any of that. I apologize to you, the bear. I apologize to you, the viewing audience.
Yeah, trying to do the egg yolk thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? Of course, we're here to talk about East Asian pop culture, and as we do every episode, we start off with what we've been listening to this week. Kaz, what have you been listening to this week?
Not a lot. So I kind of cheated, and I just went and saw what new videos were on the Leo YouTube channel. Yeah. And I found some good ones. One for my boy Crush, featuring Gayuk, which I actually really like.
Yeah.
It surprised me that I liked it as much as I did. And it's the street version, so we are officially street official.
Exactly.
Had to throw that in there.
Street official.
Yeah. It's a very kind of like almost basic kind of rap video in its senses, but it's a really nice R&B song.
Yeah. Very cool song, and you gotta appreciate the more Gecko in your life, and it's cool to see kind of Crush kind of building his repertoire nowadays. You know, starting himself off with some cool tracks. So far, he's getting some recognition too,
and that's good because I know you've been talked about Crush from back when we were kind of only talking about him being like a featured artist sometimes and other things, and like So to see that he's actually putting out good R&B, and good Korean R&B at that, makes me feel good.
Mm-hmm. So what else you
like? So moving on, our artist that I'm not very familiar with called 40, not E40. No, not
E40.
Not that. But it does start off with a very kind of hood rap intro, like, yo, 40, what up, man? What you doing, huh? Like, I'm just like, what video did I click on? Is that Korean? Oh, that is in Korean, huh? But then you kind of actually get into the song, and it's a really nice kind of ballady love song. And I really, really liked it.
Yeah.
Also
really
featuring
cool
swings. So if you're a fan of swings, it's a good song to go check out.
Yeah, it's some good stuff from Swing. I like hearing his voice. I didn't know he had such good English. But I like his style. It's really cool, smooth, kind of almost like old school like R&B smoothness. Like, it's very very in line with I think Korea's love of like New Jack Swing era stuff.
Most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and kind of me in particular, I always end up having a lot of issues with the music videos.
Yeah.
This one is just so beautifully kind of artistic in the black and white and the lens flare that's going on that I had no problems with it. Yeah. Like, it fits so well to me with the pace of the song.
Yeah.
I haven't looked up the English for any of these songs, to really say.
But yeah, so far it's pretty cool, smooth lyrics. But yeah, moving on.
One last one from I think they're a newer group.
Relatively speaking, probably,
yeah. So a group called Boyfriend, where this is their song Alarm, right? I had to find the link. This is their song Alarm, and I don't know, I didn't hate it. Yeah. I didn't think it was like super standout, I didn't find much about it that stood out to me, but I just thought it was kind of standard fare, you know, R&B style, well, Korean R&B style boy group music, you know, which isn't a bad thing in any way whatsoever at all, ever, never. Like, I'm not saying that it's bad,
but but it's an interesting entry. Yeah, they debuted in 2011, so they've been around for a little bit, for a bit. But I guess in the grand scheme of things, they are of a newer class. Yeah.
Yeah.
But some cool stuff. Yeah. And I definitely enjoyed the little bit of I listened to it. And I enjoy the fact that they went ahead and took the time to go all the way to, I think, Chicago and film this music video.
Yeah, that's Chicago.
Yep, that's Chicago.
I'm getting to be able to tell Chicago, and especially when you see the goddamn Chicago theater and it says Chicago,
yes.
You know, that's the dead giveaway. But the buses, the building styles, the streets, you know, like you can kind of tell Chicago now.
Yeah. Especially after going to Hasten for a couple times.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's some cool stuff. But moving on to, I've got a couple of random picks. Like you, I didn't really listen to anything new in particular, but there were some interesting new releases that things that caught my attention. First off being some new Kari Pami Pamu.
What?
I decided to throw it in here as my listen to, because at this point it's getting redundant to make a headline every time Kari Pami Pamu comes out with a new single. But I still wanted to make a note of it because it's more fun, more cool music video from Kari Pami Pami, more awesome fashion, more interesting visuals, more fun, weird storyline. There's some sperm. Look at that. There's sperm. What is going on there? And it's oddly easy to follow along video for such wackiness. Like
for Kari Pami Pamu.
Yeah. And for considering how wacky the music video is, you can actually kind of follow along with what's going on, and that's really cool. But overall, just a really fun video, and I dug it. More Kari Pami Pamu taking over the world. Thank you, Bass Kari. But another thing that I think caught both of our attentions. 21 is making another push into Japan, as one is wont to do in K-pop, with their Japanese version of Crush. I know that I haven't checked them out, but they also did a couple of other songs that they did their Japanese version of. I think Missing You and one other one. But this one, and they released it, and it was a fun song. I've always liked this song, period. It is definitely a little odd hearing it in Japanese. And
you ever have that moment where something is flying around you and you're like, oh, get out of here. And you think you're not going to catch it, but you catch it. And then you have that other realization of like, what am I supposed to do with this now? God damn it.
But yeah, 21's Japanese version of Crush. And Japanese looking sexy. I mean, 21 looking sexy. CL always doing her thing, and Minzy looking different again.
Yeah. Well, for me, just in general, I always have a weird issue about songs that I know in Korean, in Japanese, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I always have a weird disconnect, but this is, you know, it's pretty much relatively the same song. Well, I mean, it is the same song. It's just in Japanese in some parts. But I really actually liked this interpretation of the video.
Yeah.
I really like the style of this version of the video than the other version of Crush.
I'm sorry. What was going on? What? I saw the poll and got distracted. And also I'm loving these outfits.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like this stylization for Crush, I like way better than the other one that they did for Korea.
Almost kind of like a Clockwork Orange-ish look.
Yes,
to it.
Definitely.
Like a little bit of the whole horror show. They're going out for. But it's very cool style. I love that. Yeah, I think both of us have a fondness for a bit of a tomboyish look. Yeah. I think that's something that we share. So
we love when Korean girls get hood, and kind of 2NE1 are some of the innovators of that.
Yeah. But got a little 21. But moving on to, I think, another group that is going to get mentioned in our headlines. But I wanted to kind of point it out because that headline, that story, made me think maybe check out this video, and it's Glam with I Like That. And a big reason why I wanted to put it up here is because I want to bring back the another instance of the freestyle connection. Like how 2PM's Again and Again sounded like a Miami freestyle song. This one has a freestyle connection, not Miami freestyle, but New York freestyle. Because it contains a sample that I think is either from, or at the very least, you'll also hear, in the 1987 CoverGirls song, Because of You. New York freestyle kind of heavyweights from back in the day that technically have been going on since till like now, but like with completely different lineup. But classic song. But this song just kind of like was a really fun hip hop song, like really cool style and fun, and the song is funny and the video is like cute and funny, but still like the dance is really good. And I think we'll probably repeat ourselves again in the headlines, but it's just a really cool stylistic song.
And kind of that urban flair to it, with the way that they're stylized and dressed and the dancing, and
it's just so cool. Like, and the dances is cool, and it makes me want to check out more of Glam. And I think we'll say that again in the headlines, but we'll get to that there. But another cool song. But speaking of headlines,
we'll see if they can hang with Hallyujuku's favorites.
Yes, we'll see.
Because there have been groups that have put themselves up there. The What's Ups, the GIs, the FXs. I think 2NE1 is still kind of the queens around here, them and GG, Sunishide, but we'll see. We'll see what comes of it.
Yeah, we'll see. But speaking of headlines, we're gonna go over to them right now. So join us.
Are they over there? Are they over there?
Over there.
Over there.
Over there. Okay. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. We are here in our headlines to talk about some news and updates in the world of East Asian pop culture. I'm going to start off headlines with, I think, a little occasional mini segment I want to do called Petey's New Favorite Thing. And sometimes it could be Kaz's new favorite thing, but we'll do that in the future. My new favorite thing is EXO on crack. But not specific. This is a video I'm going to share. It's K-pop boy group, quote unquote, on crack. Apparently it's something that's been going on for at least a couple of years now, of like different groups, BAP, Block B, a bunch of different groups, VIX, and where they do kind of these like almost Robot Chicken-esque length kind of YouTube poop style skits, skits where they kind of match up either a music video scene or variety show scene with like a sound effect or a movie quote or a song that to great comedic effect. Either like hood ass rap music or like and there's some usual go-tos like the careless whisper when somebody's kind of being like sexy, or like I'm a boss ass bitch. There's some go-tos, and it's just it just caught me. It caught me in like this, you know, those like K-holes you get on YouTube of a particular thing. That made me like just dive into some ridiculousness. I shared a couple with you. How was your reaction to these videos?
I thought some of them were actually rather funny. Some of them were just kind of very like, you stretched a bit for it. Like, you stretched a bit to bring that joke around, but like some of them were pretty spot on. And on a link, let me go through this one. You put like the kind of very first thing of popping up the faces with that background music. Yeah, like that's pretty good. The like ones of just mixing EXO with like just hood ass rap music, you know, like when they're doing kind of in their hood style, you know, like is pretty funny.
The fact that every time it's like I got a box. It's like, the fact that every one of them ends with them playing the guitar and singing along, and it's Wiz Khalifa's Young, Wild and Free is like, so what, we get drunk, so what, we smoke weed. And it's like like I'm not a girl, and goddamn, the smoke the ganja till I go blind, and it's the kid, you know, just lying down on the ground,
just laying there. I'm them shady.
Because seriously, those Kango hats, that was a fun video, but those Kango hats they did not belong in that music video. No. Whoever decided to bring in those Kango hats for EXO to wear needs to be fired.
But it's the 90s rap style that they're doing, you know, so it's pointing those things out that we always point out on this show that we talk about that get us going in a sense. Like it's just kind of funny.
Yeah, it's just fun.
So
new favorite thing. Want to see more of it. EXO on crack. But yeah, moving on to another headline. The first main headline. Fox is apparently adapting the Answer Me series into a new show called Answer Me 1999. They're coming up. It's going to be by the team that brought us Step Up 3D.
Oh, Jesus
Step
Christ.
Up. And the Justin Bieber concert film Never Say Never.
Oh no! Why are you doing this to me?
G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Stop!
And Gem and the Holograms. And it's gonna be terrible. At least for all intents and purposes,
it's gonna be High School Musical.
Yeah, it's gonna be High School Musical. It's gonna be It's gonna be Glee: The Flashback. It's gonna be dumb, but there's a part of me. There's a part of me that here's
I'm
a
trying
couple.
To think about what things happened in 1999 to make the show kind of point, because you know how Reply to Me 1994 and Reply to Me Answer Me 1997. Those shows are also really good character dramas, but they also link to the things in the time period and that history that made them really stand out, you know?
Yeah. Like 97, you'd have the IMF crisis and the first generation idols, and then you had like important events going after that. 94 was Soteji and the Boys. They go through a bunch of different things. They go actually talk about the IMF crisis when they get to 97. The Sampoong's mall collapse. They had a big episode on that. The kind of adorable and emotional time when people, the sudden breakup of, Soteji and the Boys and the sudden retiring of that group, and like, all those, like how it tied into those moments and how it affected those characters. Here's the thing. Okay, so 99 going into 2000 was a pretty transformative time. Like there was some, if we looked up, we could find a whole bunch of transformative moments.
Are we still in boy bands at that point?
Yeah, we're still, that's like the heat of the boy band era. I think 99.
Okay.
it's going to be like, the HOT. Instead of HOT, it's going to be Backstreet Boys or, things like that.
Backstreet Boys, NSYNC. Okay.
Yeah.
O-Town.
Yeah. And, you enjoy yourself there. Here's how this won't happen, but here's how they could do a really good job with this. I don't know where it's set, but I'm gonna say let's set it. Here's how we can make this a good show. Let's set it in New York.
It's gonna be in California. No, it's gonna be in California.
Well, let's do our thing. Let's fix it.
All right.
We're gonna try to make this show a successful show and fix it. Give them ideas, and maybe they'll hire us. It's another episode of hire us, hire us at Hallyujuku. Hallyujuku applies for a job.
Right.
Set it in New York.
Okay.
I think a more core Korean American community. It has for it to be a legit Answer Me series. It has to have the two parents, Song Dong-il and Il-hwan, the mom and dad. They have to play characters of the same name, but are two completely different characters. He has to manage have him manage a minor league baseball team here in New York, like the Brooklyn Cyclones or whatever. And then try to find whatever idol you can find that's from Busan, specifically because of Busan accent, and have it be that a huge core of as a Korean American family that had to move over in the IMF crisis. And
do you think that they're gonna wait? Hold on. Do you think they're gonna still make the characters Korean?
Probably not. But this is what I'm trying to do.
We'll see.
Have those characters, but then have the rest of the characters just people from New York. Have the Korean American family, and then other people from New York, of other ethnicities, and then just have it be kind of a character show, just like the Answer Me series. Have it, have honest, funny moments, and that tie into kind of, the nostalgic factor. That's how this show can be successful. It won't happen that way, but that's how this show can be successful. What do you think?
I like everything. I like kind of almost copy the main character point to an extent. I don't know if they specifically need to be Korean American to link the two shows.
I think I want more of those two as the.
I think you can still get that out of an American style family. I don't think it initially needs to be a white family. I think it could be a Dominican family or even an Italian family to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Because you almost kind of have that same family dynamic in those things.
I think it could still have those parts, the Korean American. They're the Korean American family, and they're in this neighborhood with other characters, in this school with other characters, and of those ethnicities.
I think making it specifically Korean American.
It doesn't have to be the only aspect. It doesn't have to be the only main aspect. Just little part of it to kind of tie it in, and then the bigger part could be more diverse. Have that still be one important color. Because you're also gonna need. I say make it more the link to that, because then what that gives you the fun to be able to do is make the girl into the American groups. You know what I'm saying? If you make it a more American style girl, you get that understanding of why she's really, really into the more American style groups. Because if you make it Korean, the people who know the Korean series are just going to kind of be that's the important part. That's the important. Make her that, she came when she was young. Maybe even make them, I don't know. If she came when she was young. See,
that's what I'm saying. It makes it really hard if you foothold them into having to be Korean.
No, yeah. I just want the parents.
Well, no. I'm saying you can still get that same parental,
and that's exactly what I want.
Characteristic out of other people, because there are actors who have done those kind of parents in TV series that I've seen that I cannot off the top of my head think of the names of, but would fit so well into those styles of characters. You know what I'm saying? That do TV now. Like, it would be amazing to see certain people that I know do that.
But yeah, I definitely understand that. I think specifically what I want is the kind of continuing the running gag of the fact, like, because on you haven't seen Answer Me 1994. Those two, those parents end up. Here's a spoiler. End up meeting the original two parents. You get the scene where they stand across from each other, and they're the exact same people, but they're talking like they say nothing of the fact that they look exactly the same, and you kind of have that kind of ongoing thing where it's like you keep populating this world with more of those same two people. It's kind of becoming some fun thing. And other moments you can try is. In Answer Me 1994, the kind of the secondary male lead, he gets drafted, he gets signed to a major league team, at some point through the series, and eventually comes back. You can have, like, at some point, even like in the background, just have something where you see, like, on the TV, him, like, pitching for, like, the Yankees or whatever, or pitching for the Dodgers or whatever. And it's like they make a note of, like, oh, that guy's a pretty good pitcher. And then you can see them refer to him on commentary. And it can be kind of a background event thing, but kind of have those fun things where if they can, the key thing, make it, instead of making a reboot or a remake, just make it the other series in the same universe. It's like, it's the next series in the same universe. And I think that could be good. But still make it, I think the most important thing is that it's honest, earnest, and relatable. And I think making it mostly American, just tying in those fun characters and those fun character moments from the original series to kind of get as a nod. But yeah, make it mostly about the American experience in late 90s, early aughts, but the important thing is make it funny and sincere and honest. I think that's the important thing. That's how it could work, but it won't be. It won't be that. It'll just
because they also put the factor of the word musical drama.
Yeah,
and that word scares me.
Yeah, so.
Because the music in Answer Me 1997 really fuels the series, but it's not a musical drama. I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, the music is a big part of it, but I wouldn't call it a musical drama.
Yeah. So maybe it's a misuse of words, and they meant it in the same way that the original Answer Me series is driven by the music. If so, then
the other thing that scares me about this, in that sense, is like, are people gonna give them, if this goes the way we want it to? Are people going to give them the rights to music from, like, the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and O-Town and all that stuff?
Maybe. I mean, I think as scary as the team behind it is, I think they have the clout. Because as terrible as those projects that they've been on are, or at least as cringeworthy as they are to us, they're also super successful and like they made money and things like that. So I think they may, with them helming it, they may have the clout for Fox to actually invest some money into licensing music and things like that. Because the nostalgia factor, I think, can fuel the interest in investing in the show. So we'll have to see. Hopefully, we're gonna hope for the best. Judge it on its own merits, and if it ends up sucking, we'll forget about it like the boys over.
We'll feed it to the fucking bear. That's what we'll do.
Yeah, we'll set it aside and forget about it like the boys over flowers American remake. because that was a shit show.
I don't even think that came out.
Yeah, that came out. Oh god, that was excreted and arrived at some point. I saw like a few seconds of it and I was like, nope, I'm out. I saw like a minute or two of it. I'm like, nope. I rolled away.
Did you backflip out of it?
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for that. Hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. But moving on to Chrome Entertainment, our peeps at Chrome Entertainment, the people that have brought us most famously Crayon Pop, and I guess not as famously yet K-Much, are making more moves, debuting a couple of groups. First, they debuted Bob Girls, kind of named after the fact they kind of all wear kind of the short-haired bob haircuts, and putting out a pretty okay and good song and good video. Nothing spectacular, but kind of a good song. Did you get a chance to check out this release?
I listened to it a little bit of it before the show. Egg yo pop.
I think it has like a cutesy angle, and it has a kind of it has a more of a steamy angle to it as well. They're pretty kind of like a little bit of a steamy, and I think it's not mind blowing, but I think some of it works really well, and it's good. I think I agree with mostly what they're saying, what they say in the review here on Asian Junkie, that it's good, but it mostly sticks to kind of the go-to basics of kind of the sexy concept and kind of the cutesy concept in a couple of different ways. But yeah, kind of goes to that. And I mean,
and we tend to agree with Asian Junkie a lot, so like they. Pretty spot on. And like, come on, they're clearly doing Mickey Mouse ears, right?
yeah
like,
it's fun,
very clearly.
But they are lookers, and I have to say that, and I will definitely just stare at them over and over again. But that's not the only moves Chrome Entertainment has been making recently. With an entire other group, a duo, to be exact, Zanzan, couple of plump fellas, they came out with their own track, and I realize I haven't even shown the video. I haven't even linked the video for you, but they actually released a song with Choa, and
Choa.
You didn't get to. With a girl Choa, and it was a cool song. It was kind of an R&B-ish, very kind of ballady. It's called Chicken Feet, and in the end, it's a funny title, but in the end, it was like the concept of the song and the video. It's about going to like the cart bar you used to go with a girl, and kind of eating on them chicken feet. Like, remember how you used to be together? You used to eat them together. And they look hilarious in their gold jewelry. Yeah. It overall, it actually is done really well because, as silly as the concept sounds, the singing is top notch. The singing is top notch. Yeah, he's crap, bitch. This is
a grown man crying right now.
Yeah, and overall, the singing is top notch. It's what's important about that. And there's also the audio of the duet version with Choa, and Choa nails it. The important thing is to talk about is this a good idea for Chrome Entertainment to be doing this now? Because there's two camps about this. What? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
There's two camps when it comes to this. One is saying they're kind of spreading themselves thin. And they should kind of focus on the group that is successful. The second camp is saying they are right in targeting. They're right in trying to push and create new artists and try to see what's, throw spaghetti at the wall, see what sticks. While they can still use, while the media can still use from the agency that brought you Crayon Pop and still have it matter. What do you think? Which camp are you in?
I mean, I say if you're successful, you keep going, right?
Yeah.
And you foster new ground and you find new creative paths, especially for a production company. You know what I'm saying? It's like saying, oh, they took Crayon Pop and then they split it into a 2-girl group and a 3-girl group and also still Crayon Pop. You know what I'm saying? Then you're stretching yourself thin with the one thing that you have. No, this is them diversifying. This is them just trying to help foster new acts. They don't want to just be known as this one-hit pony for just Crayon Pop.
Yeah, I'm getting this we're seeing this hilarious, Inception with your, it's hilarious.
Yeah. I had moved something for a second.
Yes.
Because I thought it was weird. Okay.
But I tend to agree with you. I think if they can, if they believe they have the resources for it, they should go ahead and, just create new music. I think even with the mentality of let's just go and just do stuff and create stuff and see what we can do with kind of the talents we have, and let's just create more stuff and put it out there and see hopefully that it's successful. Especially now that they've been successful with Crayon Pop, they have kind of the leeway to kind of expand themselves creatively. I think hopefully it works out for them. Hopefully it works out for Chrome Entertainment, because I think they're really cool. I think not just for bringing us Crayon Pop, but just in general, they seemed like a really cool agency, and they seem to treat my girls right, and that's all that I could ask for. But moving on to another new release this week, Beast, formerly stylized as Batoost. Now just they've stopped doing the 2 in the middle of their name.
I still got
so now they're just Beast.
Crying dude. I can't find. Okay, I couldn't find my Beast link. I was just I still had this crying dude in front of me.
Beast released their new single "Good Luck," and it's an interesting kind of an interesting single, and somewhat interesting music video. Did you get a chance to check this out? Because you're more of the boy band guy than I am. What did you think of this release?
All right, so let's break it down in 2 parts, right? Music video is a bit overdone in the beginning, and I know I always end up saying this a lot, but it's just sometimes you take a little bit away and you're good, right?
Yeah.
But then when they get into the actual video and they have them dancing in this really weirdly constructed thing, I really like that. And then you get minimal stuff of the other parts of the video, and I like that. And the song, I actually liked most of it. The rapping parts I wasn't super fond of. Yeah. But the singing and kind of the R&B parts, I really enjoyed.
Yeah, yeah. It is. I love the Agent Junkie article. It points out kind of the funnier moments is Hyunsung trying to look all hard with his bandana.
Yeah.
Especially considering like they say he's about 110 pounds soaking wet, and If Troublemaker was a real relationship, you know that he would be the bottom of that. Yana would be the top. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. There's, gender dynamics and relationship dynamics come in all different forms. It's just an observation. He doesn't look like that much of a dominant person. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just who he is. It's just part of his persona. But it does make it funny when he tries to look all hard and tough with his like bandana all tied up and nice in front of his face.
But it's K-pop. You gotta put the suspension of disbelief of hood. You gotta be hood. You hood? You ain't hood.
It's like, it is adorable and hilarious, and it's kind of like you said, it is the realm of boy groups in K-pop where they kind of do that macho-ness, and sometimes it can be funny. But yeah, overall it's a fun video. It's a fun song. The intro, the intro is good. It could, kind of hangs on for a while longer than it probably should. It kind of hangs around for a little longer than it should, but it's YouTube. People can press the number 2 on their keypad and just skip it if they want to, so they kind of have the freedom to do whatever they want, which is a beautiful thing. But yeah, overall it's a really good song. Overall it's a good song, a good video. I don't know if I'm going to come back to it, but then I think that's just me and kind of not being as into boy groups. So I don't know. We'll see if it ends up being part of my rotation. But a good entry. But moving on to another cool article that I teased earlier. A little like kind of odd article I think I checked out on what was it? I think I saw it on Reddit r/Kpop, and I don't think we've done an underrated K-pop groups article or list or whatever. So this is this person's opinion as the top 3 underrated K-pop groups. He has number 3 as Glam, the group referred to in the I shared a video for y'all in what we've been listening to this week, and now listening to them, I definitely understand how, if you're a fan, you could definitely think that that video, it's funny to say only 1 million views, but it's been around for like a year and it has only now accumulated like a little over 1 million views, which in the realm of like successful K-pop videos that have been around for like a year or so, is still kind of in the underrated category. And I tend to agree. And I tend to agree that choreography and a couple of the songs that I've checked out, I think they're not given the best songs, but I think if they get some good songs and some good choreography, they could really nail it. I don't know. What do you think of Glam?
I mean, I like the first little showing I got from them. Like, I'm going to go look at more. And I know I say that about a lot of groups and then don't end up doing it. And there have been people who have stood out for us in saying that and saying, we're going to check out more of this group and see what becomes of them. What's Up? FX? GI? Which we are waving a banner for GI here at Hallyujuku that flies every day. It gets raised, up that pole, and it flutters in the wind, and we fucking shake our fist in the air that like, are you listening to GI? No? Well, here's a CD, and we throw CDs at people, which is dangerous. Don't throw CDs at people. Yeah. Those things are fucking basically katanas.
Yeah.
Flying through the air. And katana wasn't the word I was looking for. Shuriken. Yes. Shurikens.
God, yeah. I imagine there must be a K-pop or some kind of K-pop or J-pop album that's been shaped like a katana. But moving on. Yeah. Glam, it's just some fantastic dance. Their whole dance routine is just so super fun and like super well done for this one song that I mentioned. And they have another more recent song that was also really cool and had a cool like kind of like cool lyrics and sound. And I'm thinking, I'm gonna like pay. If somebody says, "Oh, they're making a comeback," I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna pay attention to that comeback whenever it does come, because if given the right stuff, I think they could do well. But moving on to number 2 on this list, a group that it's a name that I've always like seen out there. It's a name that always pops up in different places, especially if you watch like Music Bank or all these music shows, and if you pay attention, kind of if your recommended YouTube stuff,
yeah.
But it's not one that I've ever kind of gotten around to checking out, and I guess probably why they ended up on this list. Lead Apple, which is kind of
one that's never come across my radar.
Yeah, it's a group that it's interesting. It's a band. It's very much a pop band, but it's a band of, dudes playing instruments, or if it's on a music show, pretending to play instruments, just because that's how music shows work. But that plays their instruments and apparently writes a lot of their own material, and I they apparently have the chops. I don't know. You said they haven't really been around your radar. Did you get a chance to check out anything per this article?
Well, I checked out the thing that's right here on the article page, which is them doing a cover of
Wake Me Up by Avicii.
Wake Me Up. And like the guy says here in his notes, it has when he said his friend introduced him to him, and this sentence right here, you'll like them at least when they sing in English. You don't cringe, Yes. And we here at Hallyujuku have experienced the K-pop singing in English cringe.
Yeah.
It's a sharp coldness that goes up your spine that makes you go, oh, like what happened?
What about Trillion? What about billion or trillion?
Oh, low blow. But I liked what I heard, and I would love, and and this part to me is kind of the silly thing that's going on with American fans with K-pop music, which is they write their own songs. Like, okay, all right. Let's have a worldwide timeout. Like, let's pause, farmers, everyone, just, stop what you're doing for 2 seconds. Not every American artist and not every UK fucking artist who's on the charts writes their own fucking songs. There's a certain thing called songwriters in the world. K-pop just happens to use this very specifically by having songwriters in-house. And there are places here in America that I know have songwriters in-house who, yes, sometimes go on to become the artist who makes songs, but then they still get other people to write songs for them, because not everyone is that god fucking damn creative that they can write 100 fucking songs to foster their goddamn career, okay? Shit.
Yes. I think it's something
down for 2 seconds.
It's not something that should be used as a these people write their own songs, not like you idiots. It's not something you should use against people. Like, come on, there's people, they may not have written the lyrics and they may not have written done the choreography, but they put themselves into it in another way, and if nothing else, are a fantastic instrument for that for that creative process. There was somebody wrote the song and there was a creative process involved. Either way. But you can...
And like, I know with YG, like 2NE1 and Big Bang have a lot of say of what goes on in their songs. And I know GD has written a lot of the songs for Big Bang,
Yeah.
As well with some of the other guys. And I'm pretty sure, I think Sungri writes a lot of stuff too. So it's like...
Yeah. It's like kind of when people point out, it's like, it's like being able to be sexy without showing skin. It's something that you should go ahead and celebrate. Go ahead and celebrate it when you see it. Celebrate that person does it. But don't use a kind of either even an honest or a lot of times kind of a fake celebration of that person's use of that as a way to kind of go attack somebody else. like a lot of the times people say like, oh, either was, I don't remember specifically Senior Shea, look, they can be sexy without showing skin. And it's like, what are you saying that for? You're saying that to slut shame some girls. And you go, oh, these people write their own songs. And like, what are you saying that for? Are you saying that to celebrate that person's ability to write, kind of be a central creative force onto their own and kind of have their hands on in the creative process? Or are you trying to use that as a way to attack somebody else? Celebrate something like the fact that these guys have their hands in the creative process very deeply. Celebrate that. But don't do that. Don't use that as a way, it's a disservice to them for you to use that as a way to attack somebody else. It's unfair to the person you're trying to quote unquote compliment. It's an insult. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. But moving on to the number one, I think it's odd to say the consensus among people as the most underrated group. But anytime somebody says, who's the most underrated group? The answer is always immediately Spica. And you see it on the forums, you see it on our K-pop. It's not a voluminous, obviously, because them being an underrated group. They are that for a reason, because they don't have a lot, like a voluminous support. But somebody is very quick to go Spica, and for a reason. I think I've said it before. They are a kind of a no weaknesses group. They're talented. They have great vocal ability. They have good dancing skills. I watched their episode of Weekly Idol. They're hilarious. Like they have, if they were invited on more variety shows, they would honestly flourish. And they do a pretty mean cover of No Diggity, a cappella style.
One of the girls also did a Frozen cover.
Yeah.
That I know of.
I think you'd be hard pressed to find a girl in K-pop, that hasn't done it. Let It Go.
You'd be hard pressed to find a girl anywhere that hasn't,
has sung Let It Go. Yeah. But yeah, I know they've done quite a few covers on their YouTube channel, and they've done a lot of cool stuff, and they've got vocal chops. What do you think? What do you think about the group, and what do you think could be the step that could get them into kind of the grander stage?
I'm not sure yet. Like, I only really ever know Spica from doing a lot of covers. I just think they need that standout song, that thing that's going to end up making them, because they can sing. They can actually sing. That was kind of the thing we've always talked about with Spica. They can actually sing.
Yeah, and they've got the chops. And they just need that one kind of breakthrough song, because if they get that one breakthrough song, they'll get invited to variety shows. They get invited to more variety shows. Just seeing their episode of Weekly Idol, they'll succeed in those variety shows. They'll actually stand out, and they'll make good impressions, because they're actually charismatic, funny girls, and I think would flourish on any variety show. Invite them be on Hello Counselor. Have them be on Let's Go Dream Team or whatever. When they do the girl group shows, I would love to see them kind of get their name out there. They've got somebody backing them. They've got a big name kind of who has their back. They've got Ihiori standing behind them, trying to help them out. So they have somewhat of an advantage, and they've got her creative force, but they just need that one song, and hopefully they'll get it. But yeah, Spica. Everybody should check them out. Spica. They're a fantastic group, and I hope for the best from them. I'm looking forward to their next comeback. God damn it. I just realized I find myself saying comeback, like, naturally now. Remember when we used to, like, why you keep calling it a comeback? But now I'm like, oh yeah, their next comeback is like, what did I just say that? God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been doing it a lot lately, I've noticed. Like, we've actually been using the word comeback after we fucking railed for like 2 episodes. I'm like, it's not a comeback if they were gone for a fucking week. If I leave my house and go to work and come home, yes, I came back home, but it's not like something to be celebrated.
Yes.
I don't need a fucking banner that's like, welcome home. Oh my God, you came back. Like, I'm pretty sure I was coming back. Like, that's why I took my house keys with me. Like, yeah, but I think it's just one of those silly kind of things.
That's hilarious. But, moving on. Let's pick up. But moving on to our last bit of headline, kind of almost like a cool celebratory thing. Running Man, a show that both of us love. A show that I think is a huge factor into me even being interested in East Asian pop culture. In general, Running Man has aired its 200th episode, which is kind of a big milestone. Like,
which I didn't finish watching yet. Well, no, I was watching 190. Which one am I watching? 199? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they aired the 200th episode, a continuation of their Park Ji-sung episode. More fun from them. And this is pretty cool. It's not a particularly exciting headline. It's just kind of cool to see like this show and how successful it's been and kind of how fun it's been. I think more successful. Well, not as many episodes as I think X-Men did, but definitely more episodes than Family Outing and outliving a lot of other shows that came after it. It's definitely outlived shows like Barefoot Friends and stuff like that.
Well, hold on, that's another low blow from Petey this evening. Like you're swinging for the fences here. Like I don't even really think like Barefoot Friends really got a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but yeah, Running Man is fantastic. What is it like? You have a little more experience of variety shows. Kind of what in the grand scheme of things is this milestone like? Is this as epic as I think it is?
I think it's epic. It's always epic for any TV show anywhere. It's always epic, for any kind of episodic anything to reach those milestones. 50, 100, 200, 500, 1,000.
Yeah.
And I think it's just one of those things where it's just like, it's just one of those things to be celebrated, but not to also be looked at as like, well, where are they going to go from here kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, don't ever look at it like that kind of thing.
But another cool landmark. I mean, if you think about the shows that have lasted more than a couple of years are usually those shows that you think of as those shows, like even if they've gone to multiple seasons, like you think about One Night, 2 Days, you think about Happy Together, of all shows. You think of Running Man. You think of those shows that kind of have stood the test of time. You think of Healing Camp. Those are the marquee shows. Those are the shows that lasted more than 2 years. Like and those are the shows. So for it to last more than a couple of years and to last up to 200 episodes it means what we already knew about it, which is they're one of those touchstone, keystone variety shows in Korea, and probably will be it. No matter, they will probably succeed for a long time to come. But even if they somehow don't, if they get canceled in the next year, they will still be remembered as one of those big time shows. One of those shows that kind of was an important thing in kind of Korean variety show history, in general. At least that's what I think. Yeah, gotta love it.
Yeah, no, it's become a staple show. I think for some reason, to me, it almost seems not as much of a staple as like Infinity Challenges. Like Infinity Challenge really, 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 really seems to be a staple in Korean culture.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's so. Yeah, Infinity Challenge is the show, but it's catching up. I think it's catching up. Obviously, Infinity Challenge is the core show. It's funny because we started with Running Man. We almost think of every other show as another show besides Running Man. At least we have been for a little while, but in the grand scheme of things, it's really Infinity Challenge and then other shows besides Infinity Challenge. Like, that's the show that is the Haha and Yu Jae-suk show. And they also do Running Man. And they also do Happy, Yu Jae-suk also does Happy Together with Park Min-soo. And this guy also does this other show, but that's the core show. And that makes me think that I really should watch more Infinity Challenge. I need to catch up with that show. I know I have it in my Drama Fever queue. Drama Fever is on Chromecast now, so I'm gonna have to make more of a commitment to check out the show. But yeah, Running Man, awesomeness. Running Man, Haiti. But yeah, that's all for our headlines. Okay, so now we don't really need to transition, so we'll just go right to it. Because I think next week we're going to plan to bring back our Hallyujuku Talks drama.
Yeah.
Talk. And
we haven't done it in a while. And I don't know. I felt like it's just one of those things that have kind of been missing. We kind of got hyper focused in music a lot lately. And kind of other little stuff. And I don't know. I kind of want to bring back certain things that I feel like were kind of the core of what made us decide to keep the show going. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to bring back us doing dramas, watching shows and all the good stuff.
Yes. And you have a show lined up for me to check out.
That I do. It is Air City, which as soon as this thing finished loading, I'm going to tell you more about it.
Yes.
Air City was a drama that originally premiered on MBC back in around 2007, 2008. This was another show I caught when we actually had Asian channels on cable and satellite that would show TV shows from Asia. What a world that was.
Air City.
And I'm
not gonna play any of it while you talk about it because I already learned that lesson when the last time I played some shit. I mean, that time was SBS. But that got blocked on YouTube, so I'm not going to play anything. But go on.
Right. And it's kind of CSI, not CSI, kind of procedural drama set in an airport. Which we've had shows like this in America, but this was one in Korea. So there's just kind of a lot of fun stuff that happens. It's only 16 episodes on Drama Fever. I could have swore there were more episodes of it. I don't know. We'll have to check the wiki at some point to see if maybe there were supposed to be more episodes, but they just never came out, or what exactly happened. But I don't know. I think it'll be kind of a good fun show, kind of with a mix of action, thriller, and things like that. And I kind of have a love for the action thriller stuff.
Yeah. Especially with how much I enjoyed, I Iris. It'd be interesting to check out this other show that's a little bit more of the action. Maybe there's some fighting and like punching. Hopefully, is there punching? Somebody.
I did think there's some punching. I'm pretty sure there's some punching. I'm pretty sure somebody pulls a gun or two.
Is there hilarious bad white people acting?
I'm not sure. I hope not. I don't want any more bad white people acting, but there probably is going to be.
And I think this one dude was in Iris. This is David Lee McInnes. No, wait, yes, he was.
Yep.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
So,
David Lee McInnes.
Yep.
Some more fun from him. But yeah, it looks like fun. I'm looking forward to that. Also, it's always fun to see the word city Koreanized if you know how that syllable, the first syllable in city, is actually spelled that way. It's like air bleepy. Just the crappy way. But yeah, we're looking forward to that next week. But that's it for us this week. Another successful episode of Hallyujuku. Cass, what is going on with you?
Mainly this Hallyujuku, shooting the shit with two nerdy black guys, which you can always catch on their respective networks over at the good old Rebelli Podcast Network over at DeltaJulietMike.com. But if that for some reason is too complex for you, you're like, whoa, I gotta go to two places to get that? No, you just go to about.me/KingKaz and it has all the links to all the things that you ever could want that deal with me.
Yes. I'm at about.me/PDRave. I got my business cards. They're over there somewhere, but I'm getting ready for Nerdtacular. I'll be handing those out. I'll be slinging them. You can, check out this show and all the other shows. This show is at kpoppodcast.com. The other shows,
all the other shows at kpoppodcast.com?
Yes. Well, you can get there eventually. You go to home. You can hit that home button. You can find all the other shows. All the other shows.
I don't know where my business cards are, but I have magic cards.
That's good too.
That's a thing.
That's good too.
If anybody cares about.
Also, be sure to check out recordbreakers.com and check out the Record Breakers podcast this week because we talk about a Korean group. We talk about Jowdim, a group that I mentioned we were going to be talking about, and somebody on the show accidentally listened to the wrong album, and you get to find out by listening to the episode. You get to play along. See if you can guess before we find out in the actual show. You could be surprised. Or you might not be. I don't know. Right. But look forward to that. But that's it. I'm a PD Ray.
I'm going to make off-air bets with my Korean money that I have left from when I went to Korea.
Yes. Yes. But yeah, follow the thing, subscribe, share, like, review. Until next time, hasta los huevos. Getting money.
Getting that Korean money. Want.